Allah, most gracious, most merciful, all praise be to Allah, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, and peace and blessings be upon our beloved Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. O Allah, accept our good deeds and shower our lives with your mercy and blessings, inshallah. Dear brothers and sisters, we salute you all with the salutation of the people of paradise. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. From me, Hatim al-Absalam, and my brother Dr. Wael al-Harrasi. And thank you for tuning in to our program, The Modern Family. Today we are at the final days of the holy month of Ramadan, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our deeds and the deeds of all believers and make it easy on our brothers and sisters who are under calamity in these holidays. How are you, Dr. Wael?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing very well, and I'm looking forward to today's topic.
How's your before today's topic? How's your preparation for Eid? Are you training your tummy for the big feast?
I've been doing that all my life.
You've been doing that all your life. Okay. So we are coming to the end of the program, Dr. Wael. Another one more session or two sessions.
Yes.
And then we're done, inshallah, for the season of Ramadan. And
3 sessions including today.
3 sessions including today. So today we have a very important topic and an honorable guest as well.
We always say that.
Well, we just want to show the value of our guests who come here, who spare their valuable time to share their knowledge with us, and at the same time to emphasize that we don't randomly choose topics. We try and focus on topics which will really add value to the community. And
alhamdulillah, we've got that feedback several times on air and off air as well. Alhamdulillah, this success is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's due to him. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So today's topic is called Road Safety and the Art of Etiquette. And our honorable guest today is Engineer Majid Ahmed Al-Ahsani,
yes,
who is in the oil and gas industry. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you.
How's everything?
Alhamdulillah, under control.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Majid is a very old friend. We met at school.
MashaAllah.
Yes.
In the 70s or in the 60s?
No.
We
50s,
are not that old.
Yeah, 50s. Yeah.
We are not that old.
We met in Seeb. He's a year ahead of me, and then for 1 year, and then I think we met again in PDO when we went for scholarships.
Yes,
in the UK.
MashaAllah.
Indeed.
MashaAllah.
Yes.
And you recognize each other?
No. Of course we do.
Yes.
So and he parted way. He flew the nest. He left PDO.
Those are the wise ones.
Really? Thank you very much. I think we'll stop there. We'll stop there.
Thank you for that, Dr. Hatem. It was a long time ago, actually. I spent a long time also in UK.
Yes.
Before that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Majid, thank you very much for accepting our invitation and sparing a valuable time to come and talk about this important topic. But maybe, as you know, this is a parenting show, and our listeners might wonder, why is this topic important, and what does it have to do with parenting?
Yes.
So maybe if you tell us at the beginning why this topic is really essential and important.
Yeah, what we can see from the statistics, that actually the importance of this topic is vital, because it is affecting our life. It's affecting also our family. I still remember families that they have lost their beloved one. Now, if we say that in worldwide, there are actually millions of people who die because of car accidents.
Yeah.
Then that's actually will bring, a red light to this topic that should be discussed in details. Well, from the first record that was actually in long time ago, 17 August, that's 1896. That's the first record of car accident death. From that time until now, the number of people that are affected
has increased.
Has increased a lot. There are some surveys that they estimated there are actually 1.3 million people they die each year because of car accidents. And injury, some surveys they bring the number close to 50 million each year.
Wow.
So that's actually, and there are some estimations that in 2030, the number of people who die because of car accident will jump to 2.4 million.
That is assuming the technology stays the same. I mean, companies are also adapting new technologies to prevent that. So it is a very pessimistic view.
It is.
It's something that we need to act upon. Companies are trying to act upon them. But we as individuals as well,
we have our role.
We need to act upon these, and this is what we're trying to do through this show.
I don't know if you agree with me, Dr. Wael and Brother Majid, is that the companies are trying to produce new means to prevent car accidents.
Yes.
But nothing has been done on humans, because the cause of these car accidents are human. And at the same time, companies are producing faster cars every single day.
Faster and lighter.
And lighter cars.
Lighter.
And this is a very big threat. If you see the trend in our young generation, whoever starts work, they go and the first thing they go and do is buy a
V6 car.
A very expensive, fast car.
Yes, indeed. And also, if you look at the roads, they are actually made, easy to speed.
Tempting.
Yeah, because
smooth,
smooth, wide, and then it's easy to speed for the people that are thinking as for speed as first primary of having a car.
Yes.
In one of the shows that we had, Dr. Wael, one of our guests mentioned something very important. You remember when we were talking about responsibility at work?
Yes.
And the guest said that you will find people in the morning who are speeding, overtaking from the right, left, and center, and they're creating chaos because they're late at work.
Yes.
And once they arrive at work, they don't work. They go and have breakfast and do other things.
What they have in their mind is actually what they call, it's actually time pressure.
Yeah.
They think they need to reach there as soon as possible so that they can sign. They are not late, regardless whether they do work or not, but actually they want to reach before the clock are on. You see. So I have done a small calculation to find out, is it really we are saving time or not by speeding? And I found actually we are not really saving any time, not even a minute, because we are not controlling the traffic jam. The time we are saving is controlled by the traffic jam. It's not by how much you speed.
Yes.
Or how much is the distance. Is actually how much the traffic jam is controlling your speed. So over a certain distance.
And actually it's expensive when you speed, because
it is expensive.
For sure you'll be caught by the radar, and you'll pay for it at the end of the month.
And also it is expensive because you are putting your life on threat, and also people's life as well. So think about it. So you might be even late by having an accident,
Absolutely. I remember a saying, Winston Churchill once told his driver, slow down, I want to arrive early.
Yes.
I don't want to be late.
Yes.
Slow down, I don't want to be late.
That's true. That's a true statement.
Because if you speed up, there is a bigger chance and a higher risk of being involved in a collision or in a road traffic accident, and that would prevent you from actually reaching your destination.
Yes, absolutely. I remember we're full of stories today, Dr.
I think I caught the bug from you.
When I started driving, when I got the license, and my dad is a big fan of giving lectures, so you have to sit there for 3 hours and listen to the lecture before he hands over the car keys. So he said, in the past when we started driving, we were worried only about ourselves. As long as you are driving safely, then inshallah there is no harm will come on you. But today, even if you're driving safely, you have to be careful of other people around you
Yes.
who are not driving safely. And he said, I've been driving for 30 years and I haven't got a single fine in 30 years.
Alhamdulillah.
So can any one of you break that record? I said,
Maybe.
Wallahi, in the first month only we got a list of fines.
Well, I think this is
Like
something we need to talk about and maybe
Yeah.
tackle, give people some strategies of how to avoid being caught. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about dodging this.
Yeah.
No, but staying on the right side of the rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 There are some ways that need to be adhered to.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Just to let our audience, our listeners know that Brother Majid here has written a book.
He's an author.
He's an author. He's written a book on road safety. The title of the book, Road Accidents, A Holistic View. And,
It's in Arabic.
Yeah,
It's
it
in
is
Arabic.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
translated by the Google, Dr. Waid. So don't go to the bookshop and ask for road safety, a holistic view. You will not find it. It's in Arabic.
Yeah.
It's in Arabic, but are there any plans to translate it? Because I think the type of work, the book itself, is unique, and we would like you to tell us more about it, and if there are any plans to translate.
I hope that will be in future. But the book currently now is in Arabic, as you know. This book is a work of 3 years research and finding the right information and documenting each single line as possible.
Yeah.
This book has actually 6 chapters,
Mm-hmm.
and it started with like statistical view
Yeah.
first of all, and that's about our country, Oman, and also worldwide. And then it talks about other topics like how it is affecting our community and in which way it's affecting. And there is a survey that I done on number of people to find out in the family itself, when somebody is lost, how that is affecting that family. That's in financial terms, and also in other terms like
Emotional psychological.
and education, and every aspect as possible.
Yeah.
And also I have some scientific view about true speed, the impact of clash on a body human.
As a
And
graduate of physics, I
yes,
think that
that was actually I have also discovered some new theories by analyzing some some equations.
okay.
And that's actually the first time it was published in that book.
Mashallah.
Yeah,
So
and-
congratulations.
Thank you. And there are other topics. I have also met some people who are affected by these car accidents, and I wrote their stories. Of course, not mentioning the names or from where it is, but I have just because I want people to know how these people are affected and how they arrive into that situation.
I think it's very, very important here in the people of Oman to support local authors, and especially the books which are essential, like Brother Majid's book about road safety, which is a dilemma that we live every single day.
And it's not a book that is highlighting the issue, but also proposing solutions.
Yes.
There is one whole chapter about the solutions and suggestions, and those are solutions from worldwide that in some countries they managed to actually reduce the number of accidents. And I brought those experience in details how these countries they managed to do that. And also there are some solutions that are actually new. I have brought them into the table of discussion, and I hope that in future these solutions can be looked at by our authorities here.
Has it been funded by anybody in Oman? Government bodies, private sector? No.
No, until now, no. This is on my personal, fund.
What was? Did you take it to the Royal Oman Police? What was their view?
I have taken it to many organizations, local or governments. There are some support, but I hope that support in future will increase. I have given it also to Royal Police Royal of Oman, and they welcome the idea and they give me some support as well.
Okay.
And
Are they going to adapt
in
on
the future? It will, inshallah, it will increase.
Are they going to
Support.
adapt any of the solutions?
I hope so. I can only suggest.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
We had another guest on the show, Dr. Wael. I think you've not met him. His name is Mr. Majid Suleimani.
Yes.
He also
I know him. He's old neighbor.
Yeah, he also has a few books in road safety, and he's also suffering from the same thing.
I think it's
support. I think
the support
these
is
books
difficult.
are very, very valuable because they touch our lives. They even you have the stories of people who have been affected.
Yeah.
And I think we as Omanis should be the first supporters for these authors, so that their book can be distributed.
Majid, we talked a little bit about statistics.
Yeah.
What is the most shocking statistic that you think that really needs our attention as parents, as Omanis in general, or just citizens of Oman, anyone who's living in Oman, and as parents specifically? What is the most shocking statistic that you think it needs our attention?
I think by looking at the statistics, that the most group, the age group that is affected is the young people. So from the statistics, it shows that those people are the most are having injuries and the most that are dying because of car accidents. So it tells me that within the family, we should actually teach our children how to behave and how to become in future as good driver.
Responsible.
Yeah,
responsible citizens.
To be educated about the car itself and what it means to drive a car at certain speed. How that going to, and that's what I have addressed in my book. How that is going to affect your body if there is a collision. Even by having a safety belt.
Yeah.
And some people think when you are having actually a very nice car
with all the safety features,
with all the safety, you are protected.
Yeah, you have the top German car and all the gizmos and safety.
If you calculate the force of impact, you will actually rethink twice about it. That even if you have the most protected safety car, you should never speed. You should consider speeding. Do not speed anytime, even if you are in rush.
So the statistics you're talking about is the number of youth involved in one way or another, either by causing the accident or being a victim of the accident. And most of the time, they are responsible.
They are like the high percentage of people are affected. These are
So this is why, as parents, we need to tackle this problem from a very early age. One thing that I would like to say here is that especially in Oman, let's narrow the discussion to Oman. Oman, we teach our children how to use a vehicle. We teach them how to use a vehicle.
Yes.
This is the steering wheel, this is the pedal, and that's it.
Yeah.
One thing we don't do, even on a government level,
that's indeed.
You are not taught how to use the road.
Yes, that's something I highlighted as well. That we should, when we have a driving permit, it is not only about how to drive a car by the sense of how to change the gear and how to
go in a straight line.
It's not about that only. It's also about the morals and the ethics you're having when you are having a car, when you're using a road that is actually public road. It's for everybody. It's not only for you.
And it is something, Majid, it's part of our religion. Adab al-tariq, it is something that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, our beloved Prophet, has highlighted that we need to maintain certain ethics of using a public road and public areas.
Yes.
You need to be considerate. You need to think about others.
Yes.
It is not your place only. Any action that you do will affect people around you.
Yeah, that's indeed true. Go ahead. I just wanted to highlight that in Islam, we are having ethics and morals for every single aspect.
Yes.
If you think about it, the way you drive, the way you drink, the way you sleep, everything is actually there.
Documented.
Is there. You just go and find it out and teach your children
And sometimes, you know what, it's it doesn't have to specifically mention an ethical way of doing something. But if that particular thought or philosophy or that particular, let's say, code of conduct that we use at home, we could always adapt it to use it on the road.
Yes, indeed.
As an example, Majid, the Omani culture, it teaches us that when you have 2 or 3 people are just about to enter a doorway, you always stand and let someone who is on the right
give away.
Give way. Or maybe sometimes even the person on the right will just, out of courtesy, will tell you to give way.
Yes.
And this is something that is young people do, old people do, men, women.
It's embedded.
Everybody does it. However, as soon as we enter our cars,
it disappears.
Yeah, behind the wheel is something different. I don't know why.
We were not able to adapt the moral code and the ethics that we have learned to use at home, or in buildings, and use exactly the same logic in the streets. It's very easy.
One of the visitors who visited Oman, he said, Omanis are the most kindest and sweetest people I've ever met in the region. But once they are behind the steering wheel, they become lunatics.
I totally agree.
And it's true.
Lunatics is an understatement. I think they become so evil.
That's something I'm actually wondering why they change what they have learned long time ago in their families and with others and with their neighbors. The way that we behave is very polite.
And they become very aggressive. Yesterday we were in Rui High Street, me and 4 of my friends, and the place was congested with traffic. So one of my friends, he said, I will organize the traffic. So he started like a policeman saying, okay, stop, please, you pass, and so on. And there was a taxi, a minibus, and he was coming towards the way, and my friend just tapped on the bus like this. Can you please stop? Let the other car. And the driver was about, to punch him. He said, "Don't you ever touch my bus." He said, "I didn't do anything. I just he said, "Don't touch my bus."
It's made
and
of
he
gold.
was angry to the extent we were surprised. What
I
made
think
you
he
so?
slept in the couch.
Yeah, I think so.
I think maybe some people get hard time.
But people are very
home,
aggressive.
They take it on other
very
people.
aggressive on the road.
Maybe they were, fasting and.
No, it was in the evening, Dr. Wael. It was
Still
in the
fasting.
evening, Still fasting. But somehow I feel it's a contradiction. When you are well behaved, well mannered, at your house and at work and everywhere, and once you enter the car, you are a total different person. This is
schizophrenic. Omanis are schizophrenic. They have 2 personalities, one in the car, one outside the car.
It's a total contradiction, and this is a problem, and it has to be tackled, and that's why we have this program.
Have
today.
you tackled this issue of behavioral change? Have you talked to any expert when you wrote the book?
While talking to experts,
in psychology, psychologically, can this be,
there is actually
understood?
There is actually a link between this behavior and what we call aqidah. Is belief.
Okay.
What's inside your heart. So if you are actually a different person from occasion to occasion, then you don't have the right belief in your heart, because you should take that, everywhere and every time. You should believe there are actually morals and ethics. You should keep an eye on them.
That's one way of looking at it, Majid. But something else I was thinking about is that when we are in the car, or some people in their cars, they don't look at other vehicles as people in them. They treat them as other objects. You look at a car. And maybe that's what takes all the humane part of it, and the people stop acting morally and ethically, because they forgot that inside that object there is another human being as well that deserves respect. Something else, always people have a negative thought about other people in other cars.
Yeah.
They always think that they are competing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that they are the ones who cannot drive and do not know how to drive.
Yes.
Therefore, I will react to that, and I will give them a taste of their own medicine, rather than have some sort of self-control. Self-control, self-composure. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yes.
Start by driving in a good manner. Spread this around people around you, and I think things will change slowly. It's not the only way of change.
Again, I'm saying the concept of contradiction. You see, these people, they would do like tailgating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They will almost touch your bumper.
Yeah.
But if you do it to them, they might even stop and have a
Become
problem with you.
Yes.
Very aggressive.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why.
Yeah.
If you don't like someone to do it,
Absolutely.
to you.
Have you seen the video made by PDO? They made several videos on traffic safety.
Yeah.
And the one that really got me laughing is about tailgating.
Yes.
Yeah. It's basically it's a video. One person walking, on the street, and another one just walking behind him very closely. And the commentator says, "You don't walk like this. Why do you drive like that?" You would, if you walk, you wouldn't really tailgate someone.
It will be very irritating
It
for
will be very
for both of you.
And I really advise you to watch that video. It's really funny, and it makes a point in a very good way.
Yeah, indeed, actually, because you need people to think about it more. As you said, it's not like cars. It's people inside those cars. And how if just think about what if there is an accident? You are calculating, you are keeping no safe distance. What will happen to you and to other people as well? So think about future view. What's going to happen if something goes wrong?
Other people, and maybe the majority, they think they are very expert in driving, and everything is under control.
Yeah, full control.
Exactly what we said.
And most of them have not experienced an accident. That's why they have that feeling, especially the young ones.
Yes.
They feel that I have control over the car,
It's a
and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Because this is what we said earlier. People are taught how to use a vehicle.
Yes.
So they think they are experts in using their own vehicle.
Yes.
But are they experts in using the road?
No. That's the thing.
They are not. Yeah. And maybe after the break we would highlight more on this. We'll take a very short break, dear listeners, and we'll come back to this. We would like to remind you that the numbers to call are 24602058, 24602058. We'll take a very short break, and we'll see you after the break.
The Modern Family.
Well, many parents are concerned about their ability to help their teens develop better driving skills. They've got limited time, and most people don't have instruction in driver training. But here's the good news. Research has shown that when parents get involved in their teens' driver instruction, especially with time behind the wheel, and set certain driving restrictions, their odds of being involved in a car crash can be reduced by up to 1/3. That's huge. So keep in mind, even if you don't have a lot of instruction and you're not the best driving role model, you can have a huge impact on your teen's driver skill development. It's important for you to understand that driver education today in this country really doesn't equip your teens to be a safe, smart driver. They barely have the time and resources to teach basic car control and help them pass the state licensing exam. And all of the risks that have to do with societal and peer and parental pressure, that's outside the scope of most driver education programs. So parents can have the ability to step in, particularly after they get their license and after they've gone through driver's ed, to help develop those safe driving skills and attitudes, to understand the fundamentals of defensive driving and how to assess and deal with the distractions and the road rage and the hazards posed by other drivers on the road. So yes, you as parents are well qualified to help your teens become safer, smarter drivers. And finally, one important thing you can do as a parent is to sign what I call a crash-proof contract. It's just a written agreement that outlines your roles and responsibilities and provides some rewards and incentives for the use of the car and driver behavior. That can go a long ways toward reducing the crash risk for your teen.
The Modern Family.
Dear listeners, welcome back to your program, The Modern Family. We'd like to remind you of our numbers, 2460-2058, 2460-2058. Dr. Al, do you think anybody's awake to call us today?
A lot of people awake, but maybe they're so busy with preparations
For Eid.
For Eid.
Yeah.
But anyway, even if they don't call, we know that they're out there listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Brother Majid, tell us, what are some of the road etiquettes or ethics that we can talk about today?
Yeah, I would like actually to start with the verse from Quran.
Yes.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Furqan, verses 63, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. And the servants of Allah, most gracious, are those who walk on the earth in humility. And when the ignorant address them, they say, peace. This verse from Surah Al-Furqan is actually an important verse because it highlights the most important pillars of ethics in road, in using the roads. Walking in humility means that you are very calm, you are not under stress, you are observing the road safety, and you are actually taking care of others. So you are not ignoring the rules, and that's the importance of walking in slowly, not speeding. So this verses, it does tell us do not speed. If we are saying about the
Having that tranquility and peace within yourself when you're driving.
Yes, it will help you from the emotion of trying to speed.
Yes.
It take you off from that emotion, because currently we, especially with young people, they play all this PlayStation, and it's all that depends on speed.
Yes.
So it's like already built inside their physical manner that speeding is something good.
Yes.
So we should teach our children that it is not really true.
What you see in the video games cannot be applied on the road.
It's not reality. It's a different world. Yeah, you should observe the rules. You should drive slowly. You should look for others as well.
And excuse me. If you notice in the video games, especially the racing ones, they use the word life.
Yeah.
So if you have one crash, one life has gone. And then you have second life and third life. And this concept of life, that you can, no problem. If you have an accident, you still have another, like a cat has seven lives. Yeah. So you still have another life, but which is not true really, because that one time can mean it's the end of the story.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And many of them, and many of the young ones, that was the first and the last accident in their life, and it took their life away.
Yeah.
So we don't have to take granted of what we see in the video games and think that in the real world this is what happens.
It's true. It is not true. So you have to teach your children this concept. What you see in the PlayStation is not necessarily what is the reality in the roads.
Absolutely.
It's something different. And also other element I would like to highlight is preventing harming others. It is very important, because the Prophet ﷺ, he said, be aware, avoid sitting on the roads. And then the people surrounding him said, oh Allah, Apostle, we cannot help sitting on the roads, as these are our places. Here we have dogs. The Prophet said, if you refuse but to sit, then pay the roads its rights. They said, what is the rights of the roads? He said, lowering your gaze The first thing.
Mhm.
Refraining from harming others.
Refraining from harming others.
Do
Yes.
not harm others. Returning greeting and enjoying what is good and forbidding what is evil. So in this hadith we have about, I think, 5 elements, and one of them is do not harm others.
Yeah, I think one of the part of this hadith where the Prophet ﷺ says that you should greet. I don't know if you noticed this at the older times when someone gives you sight, you know, at least say
You wave.
You wave.
Yes.
Now it's somehow disappearing, especially with the new generation.
I
think
they don't have time. They think that no, I will get in whether you like it or not.
I think it comes in different shapes and forms.
Yes, by using the horn.
Yeah, the horn, the hazard light.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, just with the.
It's a way of returning the greetings.
Or sometimes, you know,
it's okay.
one hand on the wheel and just a nod.
Yeah.
But I think it's always good. I don't mind any type of expression, but show the other car that you appreciate.
You're appreciating
him giving you the sight, and this builds the relationship between the drivers on the road.
Absolutely.
Yes. And there is also another hadith by Abu Hurairah, narrated by Abu Hurairah. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said,
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
if a man who is walking along a road finds a branch of thorn on the road and he removes it, Allah thank him for doing it and forgives him.
Because he's doing a favor to the users of the road.
Yes.
Although this might not be applicable all the time in using highways, but we can still use that logic of let us
if
not
you see
be
something dangerous in the road, you can, if you can safely remove it, do so. If not, then you can call the police.
Yeah,
or somebody
it's
else.
it's about keeping the road safe.
Yeah.
It's not about only removing something. It's about keeping the road safe.
Yes.
So maybe if it is you, the driver, who is the danger in that road, stay away from the road. And by that, you're implementing this hadith.
Yes,
and remove the bad behavior in you. When you are using the road, you're still implementing that hadith.
I think you can notice this, Dr. Weil and Brother Majid, in the small neighborhoods, the small roads, okay? You would find sometimes a stone in the middle of the road.
Yes.
And what people do is they dodge that
they
stone.
go away from it.
Yeah, nobody
without
takes the effort
removing.
to stop and remove that stone away, because if you step on that stone with your tires, it becomes like a bullet.
Yes.
And it can hit any of the pedestrians or damage any of the property of the people. So
remember the rewards you're getting from Allah by doing very small action
and being a responsible citizen.
Yes.
Because you don't want people to be harmed. You take the initiative.
Indeed.
Don't wait for the Baladi and other people to do that on your behalf. You are as a citizen in that neighborhood. You have the responsibility that if you see something on the road, please, if you can, take it and remove it out of the road. You have
Absolutely.
to do it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also another thing is, and I think it is important, especially in small villages, is lowering the voice. Do not make noise.
Don't drive a Mustang in a village.
I think that's very important, especially in midnight, you know. It's very noisy.
I just don't understand why it increases in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
People awake at that time, or what exactly?
I have no idea myself as
and
well.
And they are really loud, Dr. White. They are really loud. And they come close to the houses, and then, you know,
they rev the engines.
Yeah. It is very noisy. And remember, in those houses, there are some people that elderly people. There are some people that are ill.
Young children who parents have difficulty to put their children to sleep, and then suddenly this Mustang comes in front of your house and makes your day.
Yeah. And something also what called tafhit. You know, it's making also noise and also going around the road, around your vehicle. It is very dangerous as well.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's wasting
of money.
Wasting of money, because you totally consume your tires, involving other people in dangerous acts.
It has taken people's life the past, Dr. Wael.
Exactly. Plus, it's public property. Yeah, the main road is a public property. We need to maintain them. Yeah, some people come to Oman and say, you know, guys, I've seen people with manners, and I've seen wonderful roads and wonderful facilities and infrastructure here. You're so lucky, guys. What is missing is that you taking care of them.
Yeah.
Actually, today I was listening to the Arabic station, and it was one of the Libyan scholars who came to Oman and gave a speech, and he said, you know, you have very good facilities, you are well-mannered people, but one thing that is missing is that you taking care of the public properties.
Yes.
Yeah? You need to take care of public
And it's a shame, Dr. Wael, that the government is paying millions to pave very good roads and this, and then when you drive on the road, you see all these marks.
And the irony,
they are, you know, they are disturbing to the eye.
Yeah.
They are disturbing for the people who are visiting Oman.
Yeah.
And it gives a bad image. Of
the irony
country.
is, these same people first complained that the government spent too much money, maybe more than what it actually, you know, needed to be spent. And people would turn into economical experts and in estimation. See, this road could have costed 100 million and they're spending 500 million.
Yeah.
Okay, isn't it you, that is using the road recklessly and will break some parts of these? Isn't it you that you throw out the window of your car napkins and rubbish?
Yeah.
Isn't it you that do this? So
remember, it is public benefit. It is not for your own sake. It is for everybody. This road. So put that point in mind, that when you drive, when you do anything to this road, it is not your own property.
Yes,
it's for everybody here.
Even if it is your own property, you wouldn't do that to your own property.
You wouldn't.
A friend of mine told me a story that once he passed by a car. In that car, he was walking, and that car was stationary, and the driver was eating, and and all the windows were open, and he threw the wrappers of the sandwiches outside.
Yeah.
What my friend did, he immediately picked up the wrappers, and without saying a word to the guy in the car, and he threw everything back inside the car. Now the driver was shocked.
I wouldn't do that.
He did that, and the driver was shocked. He said, a total stranger throws things back into my car. He said,
what you doing?
Why did you do that? What tempted you to do that? Why are you throwing rubbish into my car? He said, you throw rubbish in my country. My land, you throw it outside. So I thought maybe it's fine with you if I throw it back to your car. And that was the end of it. Hopefully the other guy got the message. Hopefully he got the message that please do not litter our country.
Some people get aggressive, Dr. Wael, when you talk to them, say, why do you... And this comes back to the upbringing, Dr. Wael. Again, that's why we're having this show, is the upbringing of our children.
Not to be individualistic. We need to accept other people's criticism. We need to accept when somebody comes to us and tells us that we have done something wrong, we committed something wrong. If we can't tell our children and raise them this way, I think they will become very individualistic and won't accept anything from a stranger. Yes, Sheikh Majid.
Yes, I'm just also saying one thing it's important. Just continuing your point. Is forgiving others and restraining from anger. And it's how you control your emotions. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in Surah Al-Imran verses 133 and 134 that وسارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها السماوات والأرض أعدت للمتقين. Who are those? He said, be quick in the race for forgiveness from your Lord, and for a garden whose width is that of the whole of the heavens and the earth, prepared for whom? For the righteous. الذين ينفقون في السراء والضراء والكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس والله يحب المحسنين. Those who spend freely, whether in prosperity or in verse 3, who restrain anger and pardon all men, for Allah loves those who do good. So when there is a situation that letting you getting angry, constrain that anger, because first of all it is affecting your health, and it's affecting you
and your behavior,
and you will lose control of your actions.
Yes,
you will do something wrong to yourself and to others. If you constrain that anger, if you didn't go further, then you become very calm, peaceful man, and you will know what exactly to do in the right time.
It helps as a strategy that you, when you leave home, you expect the worst behavior from the road users.
Yes.
Expect it.
Control yourself. Do not overreact.
So yes, it will help you not to be surprised when you see something bad. Yeah. And then just forget about it. Avoid them.
And the other thing, Dr. Weil, is that the concept of husn al-dhann, having good thoughts about others.
Yes.
Sometimes people on the road, they might go through problems, they might be stressful, they might do something that you might dislike, so give them the benefit of the doubt. So if a driver next to you commits something which is wrong, give them the benefit of the doubt. Do not judge them, because you don't know what they're going through.
Which condition they are in.
Continue with your journey.
Yeah.
Don't bother yourself in arguments, trying
to the same point, if somebody is delegating you.
Yes.
Do not, do not break suddenly. Do not try to, not letting him giving away. No. If it is safe, so give him away.
Let him pass.
Let him pass.
If you can't, there is a way.
If you can't, just the 4 signals. Or
you can give them the hazard signals. That's one way. However, sometimes it could be understood in a negative way that you are actually
arrogant.
You want to race. It could be understood that way. However, the common understanding of it is this. However, using signals, people from let's say from Oman, they will understand that back off. But if someone is from outside Oman, and this signal might mean something totally different. So another way of doing it is just take your foot off the pedal.
And slow down.
Let the car slow down. Slowly, without braking. The person behind you will also slow down. And then after a few seconds, just accelerate more, and you will increase the distance between you and the one behind you. That is the safest way to do it.
If it is if it is, if it is safe to do that, then do it.
That is the safest way.
Do not over speed.
Not over speed
in any condition. And if it is, if it is clear on your right, just
get out. If you can't get out,
sometimes it's very strange, Dr. Weil. I think people, they expect you to fly, because when you are in the fast lane and there is a car on your right, and someone will come flashing lights behind you, expecting you to fly, maybe. Because if there is a car on my right and I can't go to the right, and there is a pavement on my left, I can't go to the left. And I can't exceed I'm already 120 speed limit. I cannot exceed that. So what do you expect me to do? And they keep on flashing continuously.
This is what we talked about.
It's just irritating.
People's control your anger, Hatem. People are arrogant, and they think that the road was made for them. They need to be considerate. Majid, we talked about good behaviors instructed by our religion. What I would like to do now is that let's talk about some things, bad things we observe on our roads.
We haven't been talking about that?
See, let's play. It's like a game, okay? I'll mention something. What I want you both to say in a sentence, or in a word. How would you describe the person who does it?
Okay.
What does it say about this person?
Before you start, let us remind our callers that they can call us on 24602058, 24602058, and you can join the game.
Join my game, please. You can call and join my game. You could use more than one word to describe these people. You can call and take out your frustration as well.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Who will
so
start?
let's start from the parking lot.
Okay.
You're going to a parking lot. and you see a car parking and took 2 parking lots.
Oh.
One very small car, yeah, and taking 2 of them.
Mhm.
What does it say about the person?
Selfish.
Selfish.
1-0.
Imagine.
Well, it is selfish if it is meant to do so. You know, sometimes I feel people who are doing this, they could do it because they think it's free space and there's no traffic jam here.
But you know,
I understand.
rules are rules.
Rules are rules.
So yeah, Majid, it says something about the person that, you know, discipline is not a priority. Yeah?
Indeed, he's not taking care of others. So that's what it
The other thing, Dr. Weil, is sometimes one car parking wrongly, it affects the whole
the
road.
whole lane. Yes.
The whole
Exactly,
road.
exactly.
So
Okay.
we give the benefit of the doubt. I think we have someone who wants to join the game.
Okay. Someone want to play.
Salam
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. How are you guys?
Fine, thank you. It's nice to hear your voice, that someone has been listening.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that there are quite a lot of them listening.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so give us your name, brother.
My name is Najim Hamdoun Musallami.
Ahlan sahlan Najim, ahlan sahlan. So we would like you to join Dr. Wild's game here. He will mention something and then you tell us what do you think of this person.
Yeah, I heard about the parking lot.
Okay. There are more coming actually,
there are more
Najim.
coming. So are you ready, Najim?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready, yes.
Okay.
Dr.
So, picture this. You go to Ministry of Housing, Wazarat al-Askan. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know that in front of the building there are parking lots specifically made for people who go and have any sort of business there. However, there is a lot of spaces there, and you see someone who would come not only park on the road, on the side of the road, no, but in the middle between the 2 lanes. Yeah? Between the 2 lanes. What does it say about the person?
Knowing that there's enough spaces on the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's, you know what? It's 7:30 a.m. It's empty.
You're making it
I've
so
seen it.
difficult
No,
now.
I've seen it.
That's irresponsible.
Yeah.
Irresponsible.
Yeah.
Majid,
Yes.
Okay.
what would you say?
I will say he's ignorant.
Ignorant,
Yeah.
irresponsible.
I would say he's on drugs.
No, I really seen this. And you know what, Najim? Unfortunately, some people think that they actually deserve that space because they can't walk, extra 10 steps. People really think they deserve to park as close as possible to the door. Yeah? If they can block the door with their car, they will do it.
So we should label maybe lazy.
Yeah. So Najim, another one, and this is something I've seen as well. Yeah. You go to Lulu, and you'd see a specified car park saying for police in patrol. Yeah. For police in patrol. But you see a police car, not a police car. It's a, let's say it's a civilian car with a police number. You know, the number 9.
Yes.
And it's the officer with his kids and family shopping. Ya Hlayla.
The officer goes for shopping.
Oh, an officer, see, you know, high rank officers, they're given Land Cruisers, white Land Cruisers to, for their own use. That's fine, alhamdulillah, mabruk. However, that particular parking is not for them and not for that particular use. It's for the use of police when they are called in on duty. But you see, so they come with their families shopping and using that. What do you say about this officer and this person?
That's misusing the, how can I say?
Authority.
Misusing the authority.
Yeah.
If I see him shopping, then that's misusing authority. But if I see a police car parking, as you said, just with the number 9, I would go with the husn of one.
Absolutely.
So that this guy was called up in a hurry, an emergency, and he did whatever he can do just to attend the emergency.
Absolutely. Very good answer. However, on that day, I saw the guy shopping with his family, the whole team.
Maybe he was undercover.
Anyway, Najim, do you have anything to add to the show?
Just adding on the comment that you had on the very first, first few minutes of the show, when you started the game, I mean.
Yeah.
Or when you see that car occupying 2 parking.
Yes.
I actually normally take that on Hassan of one side also, because sometimes you are forced to park wrongly because the two cars beside you are parking wrongly. So when one car pulls out, you look
you look bad.
The one who parked wrong.
You look bad. Absolutely.
Point,
Yes. It happens to all of us. That's what Hatim also highlighted.
Applies to the cars that blocking other cars. Sometimes you can find one space. Like if you park, life is good, but you park there and someone comes park again next to you, who blocks the road, and then he pulls. You look like the one who's.
Yes,
absolutely. Thank you very much, Najim. You've been a good sport. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Majid, another one, and this is really bad. It's worse than the police one. You know, it's worse. You see a disabled car park, and you see someone who is totally able.
I can just figure it now.
Yeah, it's a totally able person goes there, parks the car because it's really convenient by the door of the store. Yeah, and just leaves.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad action. It tells me that this person actually does not see what is that other disabled man is having. If you are taking his parking lot, why don't you take his disability as well?
Absolutely.
To me, I see it's disrespect.
It's
No matter how fancy the guy is, no matter how clean clothes he is, to me, he is so disrespectful for doing this. I can tolerate anything else, but I cannot tolerate
this is very bad.
The disability parking.
This is very bad.
Really, I've seen people what they do as well, and these people who are sons of very powerful people in the government, and their fathers is so and so. They go to, let's say, Al Araimi or Sabqa or whatever, and what they do, they will park their car in front of the gate, in front of the door and the entrance, not in the parking lot, in front of the entrance. He would come out of the car with 2 housemaids, from the car, and leave the car there. So basically, he's parking on the road, blocking the road, and he would just go shopping.
Can I say what I feel?
Yes.
Arrogance.
I feel disgusted. It's disgusting. This is what we need. Once we see these, we need to tell our children that this is not normal.
This is wrong.
This is a sick person who is doing this.
When you are having more authority, you should be good example.
Yes.
It is same applies to also parents. Parents should be also good examples of their children. Especially when they're driving in the road with their children in the back seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we'll move into the road. Okay?
All right.
The game has shifted. Stage 2. قتلنا الوحش.
When you get this game.
So on the road, on the road. Let me use the worst example that I really hate. Traffic lights, 4 lanes. 2 lanes on the right, you go straight. 2 lanes on the left, you turn left.
Yes.
You want to go straight. And everybody else also want to go straight. So, the line is getting longer and longer and longer. As you approach the traffic light, and it's already green, and you started moving, people who just arrived and used the 2 left lanes, and they enter in front of you without signaling, without taking. You've spent about 10 minutes in that line.
I have seen it in Qoram.
In Qoram, especially in Qoram, everywhere it happens, and they just in front of you. So you have to stop because you want to protect yourself. And normally people either, with the 4-wheel drive especially,
they don't even slow down. They don't even look at you.
Never slow down. What do you say about the person? And take your time, please.
The mic with you.
I just, I'm just boiling inside, really. When Majid said, don't get angry, but sometimes you just can't help it to get angry. Because these people don't have sense of responsibility. They don't have respect. They don't. I don't even. Humanity.
There is lack of respect to other human being. Oh, another caller. Okay, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you, brother?
Alhamdulillah, wa you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Ahmed al-Harrasi معك.
Ahmed al-Harrasi, how are you, Ahmed?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Do you want to play?
Alhamdulillah, كيف حالك أحمد?
Alhamdulillah, واجب شكر.
Alhamdulillah.
Ahmed, thank you very much for calling.
أقول لك أنا بكلمكم بالعربي يا أخي.
Why? No, please, in English.
No problem, we help you.
We'll help you out. Yes, Ahmed. He got scared. Okay, Ahmed, you can call us. You can speak in Arabic if you think that is easier for you, and we'll translate, inshallah. Please do call us again.
We have Dr. Weil, the Google translator here.
No, please, the Google translator is awful. I would like to believe that I'm better.
Okay, continue with the...
So, one, there is lack of respect to other fellow human beings.
Indeed.
Yeah?
Indeed.
Total disregard for human values.
But I think also, Dr. Weil, many people think that this act is not a violation of the traffic law.
It's valuable.
I think
even if there is no law,
Yeah.
then by common sense, it is wrong.
they take advantage of it.
Yeah.
They take advantage of it.
Would you see a line at a customer service desk and just go in front of everybody else?
People used to do that.
People used to do this.
People
But
used to do
nowadays, people would think twice before doing that because, the looks you will get is nothing. And again, we're going to the point that, people inside their cars, they don't feel that there are other people inside other cars.
And if you think you're in a hurry, everyone else is in a hurry as well.
Absolutely. And, do you know what's the worst, Majid, about this?
Yeah.
In Qaram specifically, I've seen policemen doing it. Police officers in civilian cars.
They should be the good examples, yes.
I've seen policemen with police uniform. Yeah. When I stopped the police and said, because they wanted to come in front of me without even signaling.
Yeah.
When I actually told them, they tried to threaten me that they will do something to me because they are police, my authority. I said, listen guys, you don't know who you are messing about with. Yes?
Dr. Weil, tell us, when you go to Samail, we can get you some fruits.
No, I will go Samail visiting those officers inside their cells. Yeah? No, really. And these, I'll tell you something about these. These are young policemen. Again, we are talking about the young generation.
Yeah.
These, I really have too much respect for police officers. And police officers, what I have observed of the older generation, are much, much better.
Disciplined.
Much, much better. And I'm not saying all the young police officers today behave this way, but there is an increasing trend that you see.
Yeah.
You see a policeman on his motorbike, by the traffic area, and he see people do that. He doesn't raise a finger. Yeah, he doesn't do anything. At least record the number. These people need to be disciplined
because it's part of
we
your
should
job.
have cameras there, I think.
You should have cameras
then
and
you can
observe
take
these
those
things.
numbers. Yes.
Yeah.
Can we take a short break before we continue? Dr. Weil?
Absolutely.
Are we ready for a break, Sophia? Yes.
The Modern Family.
From the time my children were little, I really encouraged them to look outside of themselves. They were brought up in Africa, so there were no social services. So when Dan came home one day to tell me about a story of a young girl in his class who was a scholarship student, a Kenyan, who was desperately ill and needed a heart operation, we said, right, go for it. Create something to raise the money. He and his friends started a movement, Save a Heart, it was called, and they raised the money for this heart operation. Well, that was a really satisfying thing for Dan, so that when a family that he knew about needed help, he created an opportunity for him to sell the jewelry of this Maasai woman. I'm wearing it right now, Maasai jewelry. And by doing that, he was able to raise money for her children to go to school. Well, that led to him really wanting to help a whole community, and that was a refugee camp in Malawi. He started a group of kids, student transport aid, took 15 kids across 3 countries in Africa to give the aid that they had raised to this refugee camp, changed their lives forever. And quite frankly, that led to him wanting to help a country. And when he heard about a famine in southern Somalia, he went off with his camera and took photographs that told the world about this desperate famine. So we went from a one child to a family to a community to a country. And it was kind of an effortless transformation and change. So really, it's all about nurturing that child desire to help, and you have no idea where it can lead.
The Modern Family.
The Modern Family.
Dear listeners, welcome back to The Modern Family with me, Hatem Al-Absalam, and Dr. Wael Harrasi, and our honorable guest, engineer Majid Al-Lahsani. And we were playing Dr. Wael's small game here, but I don't think we're going to finish, so we need to get into parenting.
One more.
One more?
One more. I like my game.
Only one more.
The last one.
Last one. Okay. Now, not signaling. This is something we see all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. People change lanes without signaling. Yeah. People change lanes all the time from left to right, not signaling. We don't want to talk about speeding because that is everybody's talking about that. Let's talk about signaling and the importance of signaling. People turn, they get out of the road without signaling. People enter roundabouts without signaling.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think, okay, they are out, and you enter the roundabout, and
or you are in actually T junction.
They
and
assume
you want to turn left, and they are coming.
When they're driving, they assume that
you're
you're reading their body language.
Yes.
I think we have a call.
We have a caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa
Ahmed, we thought that you got scared and you shut off your phone.
No, I think it's a problem with the network.
It's always a problem with networks. Maybe we need another show for that.
Here in Steve, yeah?
Okay, Ahmed.
Okay, as I mentioned, I would like to just put my question in Arabic, please, if you don't mind.
We don't mind.
Okay. هي المسألة القدوة مفقودة. القدوة مفقودة. نحن كأولياء أمور نأخذ أبنائنا ونعمل شاتنج زين على سرعة. هذا جانب ثاني رجال الأمن. الشرطة. أنا أول أمس طالع زين مع العائلة. نفس الشيء نشوف أقول حزوجتي شوفي هذا الرجال بملابس العسكرية وجالس يقرأ على الواتساب.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, I've seen that.
إذا كان هذا اللي هم المفروض نحن نقتدي بهم، ننظر إليهم إنه هم المثل والقدوة اللي يحتذى. زين هذه حالتهم، فما بال عوام الناس باقي الناس.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. شكرا أحمد.
مشكورين جزاكم الله خير.
الله. Just to translate the questions, Ahmed Al-Harrasi there, he was talking about two things. One, the lack of role models. The lack of role models for children, because we drive our children and we text and we use our phones. This is something very important we need to highlight. While we are speeding, not only calling but texting as well. The second point raised by Ahmed, which is even worse, is that we see police officers reading WhatsApp while they're driving. He says he have seen it himself, Ahmed. I would like to say that I have seen it myself. What I normally do, if the police officer is on the right lane or the middle lane, I would overtake them and just reduce the speed, and give him one salute. Thank you very much for texting. And you know what? I've seen one texting all the way from, or reading, just before the airport from Sib all the way to Al-Khuwair.
That's
all the way
distance.
to Khuwair.
Dr. Wael, the solution to this...
A police officer.
The solution to this is to have hotlines for the police headquarters where we can call and report about these type of incidents. And then this will change. Like some of the trucks, there's a sign at the back saying, if you don't like my driving, call this number. I think that should be also on the police car, and where you can call and report such a things, and people should be accountable for their actions.
The police cars don't even have a fleet number. Company cars, you have the plate number, the normal plate number, and then you have the fleet number. Police cars do not have fleet numbers. once they have fleet numbers, then it becomes easier for a citizen to identify,
to track it,
to track it, and say, I've seen this car doing this, and the police would be able to, call whoever was driving that car and discipline them, because they are role models.
They are not giving the good example. They should be
some
giving
of
the
them.
good example.
Some of them.
And it wouldn't be fair to fine the public for these offences while them themselves are doing it.
The fine should be even different for them. Yeah, it should be more.
Parenting. Majid.
Yes.
Ahmed highlighted a critical issue. Texting, using the mobile phone while driving.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you please touch on that?
When a driver is actually texting while he's driving, he is distracted already. He's no longer focusing on the road. Because when you're driving, you need all your sense alert. It is a vehicle that is going over 100 kilometers per hour or 120. It is fast. So anything can take just seconds to happen.
Fractions of seconds.
Yes, if you are not really alert all the time, anything can happen easily, and you wouldn't know how did it happen. You will see yourself in hospital wondering what happened.
And people forget that your mind needs time.
Indeed,
to send signals.
There is reaction time. There's what we call reaction time.
Let me tell you this. There was a research done in a Western country.
Yeah.
Now, the response time for person who is under the influence of alcohol.
Yes.
Now, when I say alcohol, it's under the permissible, according to that country, permissible limit.
Yes.
Once there is something in front of the driver who is intoxicated and prompted to stop, it took the driver, he drove about 1.2 meters until they responded.
Yeah.
If someone is texting while driving, it took them 21.3 meters until they actually responded.
So texting is even worse than intoxication.
Yes. It is worse than drinking alcohol and driving.
Yeah, that's
while
true.
Driving.
That's very true.
So 21 meters, just imagine, and this is speeding at 112 kilometers per hour. If you speed 112, nobody does that. People are 130, 140, 150, and still reading and texting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we are actually doing so. Because if there is something important, if there is a call that you believe it is important, you can just park aside.
90% it's not important, Majid.
90%. If it is important,
it's not important.
If it is important, if it is urgent, if you are actually in duty or something like that, and then you are called for some urgent matters, then you can stop, and then you save yourself and you save others as well.
Yes.
Can I say something, Dr. Ali? You'll not like this, but I have to say it.
Okay.
You always,
anything from you, I will like.
You always make fun of my big phone with a big screen, but I think I thank God that I got this phone because it was a blessing for me.
It looks like a fridge, Hatem.
I know, but I'll tell you why. Because when I bought this phone taught me that don't text while you're driving, because I can't text with one hand with using this phone. I need my both hands, and this, as alhamdulillah, has stopped me from texting forever. And I advise everybody to buy a Sony Ultra
Sony Ultra
fridge, so that
it's a fridge-like
you won't. I think Sony has to give me a commission for this. I'm doing free advertisement to them. If you buy a Sony Ultra, then you'll need your both hands and both legs to text.
If you use your phone and call, the police won't even be able to recognize you because your face would be covered behind the phone. That's another benefit. Majid, calling, texting, using a phone while driving is a big no-no. We know that, and there are a lot of statistics, video campaigns about that.
Yeah.
In the last 15 minutes of the show, we would like to focus on two things.
Yeah.
One, please let us talk about defensive driving. What is defensive driving? give us tips, number one, number two, number three, things that we could apply immediately. Secondly, what we would like to discuss is, as parents, what are the main tips we need to give our children and teenagers?
Yes. When we say defensive, means already protection. So you are defending yourself and also others from harming. So defensive driving means that you first understand the rules, you have good idea about them, you know what's the impact of not following those rules, you have good knowledge about it, you are already skilled, you know how to drive, and you know how to observe the ethics and the morals. So this is already, you are actually full with all this information. Now you need to come into action.
So in that definition, just a little bit, to make it clearer to myself and the listeners, it's about learning how to use the vehicle, learning the rules of the road, learning the code of conduct of using roads, any road, ethics and morality that we learn at home, we need to adapt those as well. And we are not driving our cars only, it's defensive driving. We are also driving other people's cars by being aware of what is around us, 360 degrees, being alert all the time.
So you are protecting yourself and also you're protecting others.
Yes, so giving yourself enough time to respond if there is anything happening around you.
Indeed. So as I mentioned already, this is very important, and any driver should have good knowledge and skills about it. Now when you come into using the car, before you even jump into your car, you should know the condition of your car. Is it really safe to use? Do you need to change the tires? Do you need actually to change the oil, the engine oil?
Number one, maintain your car regularly. Inspect it frequently.
Yes.
Okay.
That's very important. Now this is, after that, before you even, if you are actually inside your house, look around your car before you even start reversing, because small children might be laying around or something there, you are not actually noticing it.
Okay.
So
what about cameras and sensors? Do we depend on those?
Sometimes they fail.
Yes. That's what I want to mention.
Sometimes they fail.
The cameras, this system, they are actually made for certain angles
and conditions.
They will not cover the 360 degree. They will cover part of it. So even if you have those systems, do not depend fully on them.
Yes.
Use your sense. Just
physical inspection is very important.
When I bought my brand new car, and
you didn't invite me for anything.
That was 2 years ago. Okay, don't be
that's
don't be emotional. Okay, so what happened is that my kid went into the car and played with the buttons, and one of the buttons was to turn off the sensors at the back, and I left home. I went to a shop. And I parked reversed, thinking
that the system is working.
The system is working, and I banged my brand new car. Just imagine the feel.
You didn't invite us for that as well.
For good and for bad things.
We have a caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, alaikum salam. Kaif halkum?
Alhamdulillah.
How are you, my friend?
Alhamdulillah. How are you doing?
How is Ramadan?
You too.
Okay, my name is Sam.
Yes, Sam.
I was enjoying your program. Actually, every time I listen to your program, I really enjoy it. It's a fantastic one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then I have a suggestion. Like I heard about the police having, the court plate or whatever.
Yes.
The best thing to avoid the rough drivers and, the crazy drivers from making mistakes like, crossing lanes without indication.
Yes.
I would suggest if all the cars would have a GSM number on back of the car, so it would be very easy to identify the person.
It will be easy to flirt as well.
all the guys will be calling all the girls.
Yes.
No, he's not only that. He will even get scared to make any mistakes.
Yeah.
It is.
They know nobody can look at them. The cameras were not there. The police were not there. Nobody can look at them. The cameras were not there.
Can you please reduce the volume of the radio, please?
Okay.
Sam, see, it is a solution. It's an interesting one. But the problem, see, if I give Hatim my car and he does anything with it, people will start calling me. Yeah?
But that would avoid. I mean, then you can catch the person. No, use my car because I got a call from someone.
Yeah.
And then you done the red light.
It's worth a try. Thank you very much, Sam.
We can improve the monitoring system,
They're
actually.
written, how's my driving? Okay? And the number is there.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah,
How's my driving?
For the companies, it is.
There are other means, Sam. There is in-vehicle monitoring system, IVMS, that are available here in Oman, adopted by companies. Oil companies adapt them, and some transport and logistic companies also they do adopt these to keep track on their fleet of trucks and lorries. Yeah, but it's a good suggestion. Thank you very much, Sam, for your call.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
I've been driving in Oman from 1983.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Okay? I'm in Oman from 1981.
Mashallah. Okay.
Okay? And the difference, of course, is totally different from the before driving and now driving. Because the youngsters, as you say, they are the main culprit, actually.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and it would be best that when they go for the license, that the most of the training should be like, how you say good behavior, teach them about the lanes, about the most important, the indicator, which is very, very important, as you all discussed before.
Yeah, this is what we're going to discuss now in the last 5 minutes with Majid. We would like to give all our listeners, some tips on defensive driving. So stay tuned and listen to us, and thank you very much for your call.
And I've also stopped people.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right, so we are speaking about the defensive driving, yeah? As I said, now you are inspecting your car, everything is okay. Now you're actually starting to drive. Now, when you drive, be alert of the rules, as I said. And if you are taking your children, make sure you're fasting them as well. You're taking the baby
car seats
according to their age.
It
depends on the age. Never take them without a car seat.
Yes,
seat belts.
Because if you seat yourself and you keep your children free, that's actually selfishness.
And a lot of people, they go into car accidents. They are involved in car accidents. Nothing happens to anyone in the car apart from the child,
because
who really flies away and end up dying.
Yes, that's very important. Some people they say it's very expensive and it is not actually friendly to use. And it's difficult to
put a price on your child. That's what they tell them. Put a price on the child.
That's not. But there is actually, I believe also it can be redesigned, those baby seats, so that they come already with the car. That's something I'm thinking about.
There is, I think, Volvo. The seats of Volvo, some of the Volvos, they actually you could change them, modify them.
Yes,
they become like booster seats, booster seats, but not child seats. Yeah.
No, I think that's not has been done yet, but
I
think
it has.
No, for children, especially for children.
Yeah.
For children, actually, it need to be user friendly. So when you want to take the seat belt for your children, it's not difficult. You don't need to spend like 15 minutes to
most of the parents say
they say we are on rush, we don't have time to do all this. So that's very important.
Yeah,
it can be done. And
okay.
Can I take you through some of the tips for parenting? Okay, talk to your children about the importance of life, preserving life. Talk to your children about the respect to the rights of the others on the road. And talk to your children about the consequences of neglect.
Yes.
And talk to your children about the accountability in the hereafter.
Yes.
When you cause an accident.
It's very
to
important.
Others.
This is very important.
And finally, talk to your children about the pain of losing loved ones.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think we have some videos
I
and also
like it so much. I like it so much what you have said. I wanted to read it again, please.
All of them?
All of them, yes.
Okay, you'll have to pay me then. Talk to your children about the importance of life. Talk to your children about respecting others and then the rights of others. Talk to your children about the consequences of neglect. Talk to your children about the accountability in the hereafter. Talk to your children about the pain of losing loved ones.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's very important.
Yes.
Yes. And be a good example yourself.
Yes.
Yes. Don't just teach them and then you break the rules.
Defensive driving.
Very bad.
Absolutely. Going back to defensive driving, one of the techniques you're taught is about not relying entirely on mirrors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to physically look,
Yes.
because sometimes there are some blind spots.
Yes.
We need to be aware of these. Yeah. Sometimes you can still, keep the mirrors in a way that you do not have a blind spot.
Yeah.
There are ways how to do that.
There are, and there are also some sensors, but you don't entirely depend on that.
Yeah.
But
Especially the ones who are on the right lane going to the left.
yes.
You
Yes.
can't see the cars. Especially sometimes you and the person on the left want to move to the middle line
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
The one on the left can see you,
Yes.
but you can't see the one on the left.
What's an important point here I want to raise, that when you want to change lane, do not do it very fast. Do it very slowly.
Take your time.
Take your time, because if you take your time, then you can sense if there is somebody there. And he will
Indicate
warn
well-
you.
yeah.
Of course, you indicate. You use
Indicate
the
well in
indicator.
advance.
Yes, you want to change the line. But while you are changing, do not do it very fast. Do it very slowly.
Yeah.
Take your time. And if, for example, the other driver is on the blind spot, he will warn you. He will inform you that you are actually approaching him.
Maybe we need speeding as well. People speed, and this is we all do it. Unfortunately, we all do it. The speed limit is 120,
Yeah.
but we know that it won't. The speed cameras will only catch you if you speed above 130.
Yeah.
Huh? So what we do, cruise control at 130.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
We are
unfortunate.
teaching ourselves to push the limits.
Yeah, that's
I think we
unfortunate.
are programming ourselves, pushing
Yeah,
the limit.
yeah.
So a tip that I would like to share with others, maybe I would start doing it as well. Rather than speeding 130, can you teach yourself some patience and speed 110?
Yeah, why
Yeah?
not? But do not create, traffic jam.
Not
Try-
traffic jam, because the
try
minimum
to-
speed,
Yes.
if there is minimum and maximum,
Yes.
maximum 120, minimum 80, you can't go below below 80
No,
by law.
you
Yes.
have some people who are really irritating. They go 60 and they go.
And the
they're
middle,
enjoying themselves.
that's-
Yes.
Majid,
not
another
right.
another way of how to use the road, we are never being taught this, is that if you have 3 lanes, the default is to use the far right lane. Only if you want to overtake,
Then you
use
take the left.
the middle lane.
The middle.
Only
and the
if
left.
those two are fully occupied, then you use the far
last lane.
left
Yes.
lane. And you see this implemented in the UK, for example, very nicely. Yeah, in Oman, you see people driving everywhere. And in fact, if you really want to go fast, go to the far right lane, because nobody is there.
Nobody
There
there.
is a mentality that road is only for trucks and lorries.
That's
Yeah?
not right. Yes.
So we need to
We need
teach
to
our children,
educate
people.
ourselves. Yes.
Last word for you, Majid.
I would like my last word. Thank you for having me here, and I hope that I have actually benefit your audience, and I have benefit yourself and myself as well by having this nice chat with you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
very
Engineer
much.
Majid Lahsani, for being with us and sharing your thoughts about this topic. And thank you to our listeners who have been calling us and sharing their stories and comments. Thank you,
Okay.
Dr. Wael, for the lovely game.
Thank you.
And see you tomorrow, inshallah, from me,
Inshallah.
Hatem Al-Absalam, and Dr. Wael Harrasi. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum salam.
The modern family. The modern family. Let us bridge the gap between generations. Let us shape up the modern family.
I remember when I first met you, I felt that God answered my call. There was that one place I always thought about, and I just wanted to be